Hey, Fuzzy here. I had a great rock vibe and that's how this whole week flew by. But before I present my playlist, here is what's playing in the background. A pale horse named Death, Infernum in Terra, this year album from doom metal band from USA. And for starters, Bernie Marsden left Whitesnake after the album Saints and Sinners and soon formed the band Alaska with Robert Hawthorne on vocals and Richard Bailey on keyboards. Alaska has released 2 albums featuring radio-friendly rock or AOR, melodic rock. Here we are, first album, Heart of the Storm. Here is the original 1984 edition of Music for Nations label with inlay with lyrics. And second album, The Pack. Here is original bronze release made in USA in 1985. Bernie Marsden's Alaska. And now Uli Roth is a German guitarist who became famous for his collaboration with Scorpions, with whom he released 4 studio albums and 1 live album, the famous Tokyo Tapes. After leaving Scorpions, Roth formed his own band, Electric Sun. Earthquake is Electric Sun's fantastic debut. It was released in 1979. I have the original Brian metronome here. With an insert with texts and photo, and the second Firewind album, the original 1981 Brian metronome release with lyrics inlay. Brain label. We have here a perfect mix of hard rock and psychedelic rock. Roth shows off his guitar skills and sings with his specific manner. I like both of these albums. And Cultosaurus. Erectus is the 7th studio album by American hard rock band Blue Oyster Cult, released in 1980. It also represents the band's first collaboration with British producer Martin Birch. Here's an English edition of CBS from 1980, stamped property of CBS, demonstration only, not for sale. And time for Yesterday and Today, or simply Y&T, is an American hard rock band. And Black Tiger is the 4th studio album released in 1982 by A&M Records. I have English pressing here. The classic Y&T logo first appears on the cover of this album. A very nice album with bluesy American hard rock. And now Tommy Bolin was an American guitarist and songwriter who played with Zephyr, James Gang, Deep Purple and worked as a session musician. He died of a drug overdose at the age of 25. Private Eyes is his second solo album released by CBS with inlay with photo and credits and texts. It was his last album before his death, with fantastic rock music with element of hard and jazz rock. And now Jake Bruce was a Scottish bassist, singer, composer and musician. He gained popularity as co-lead vocalist and bassist of the British rock band Cream. After the group disbanded, he started a solo career and also played with several bands. House Tricks is the fifth studio album with art, jazz, blues rock, released in 1977 by RSO Records. Comes with insert with texts. Jake Bruce. It is credited to the Jake Bruce Band and his musical extravaganza. UK edition here. And now Frank Marino, Canadian guitarist and vocalist, best known as the leader of the hard rock band Mahogany Rush. The Power of Rock and Roll, released in 1981, packaged in a nice cartoon cover. There is a hard rock energy here. Fans of guitar rock and roll need this album to experience the power of Frank Marino. European edition with photo and lyric inner sleeve, made in Holland. And now Rory Gallagher was an Irish blues and rock guitarist, singer, songwriter and producer. Formed the band Taste in the late 60s and recorded solo albums throughout the 70s and 80s. He died of complications after a liver transplant in 1995. Blueprint is the third studio album, released in 1973. Here I have original UK release by Polydor. Fantastic blues rock album. And finally a bit of rock atmosphere in the form of two albums from Canadians, April Wine, The Nature of the Beast from 1981, here English pressing by Capitol Records. With inner with texts. The Night album from them, and Power Play 10th studio album, released in 1982. Here I have a European release made in Germany on Capitol Records with insert with photo and lyrics. So much from me today. Take care. See you next time. Cheers!